We're back with TWIF. It's the Week 4 preview. Aaron is guest starring this week. Let's begin things by reviewing Week 3.
Howdy, howdy.
We have Lemon Dogs versus Fantasy Nightmare. The story here, Larry Fitzgerald, as predicted, had a big day versus the awful Cowboys secondary. Russell, my Jimmy's Wilson, went absolutely off despite losing. Hunt of the Chiefs, still incredibly good. Looks to be having the best running back season out of everyone at the moment.
He's tearing it up, man. Tearing it up. That Russell Wilson, man, that's crazy though. For having that many points in a loss is absurd.
Yeah, he looked pretty terrible for the first half too. He really was a second half thing.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing actually. All right, which game we going to next?
We're going to Starry Nights and the New Guys. To me, this was probably the matchup of the week. Jaguars had a great day against Baltimore in their home game away from home, and London their second home.
Yeah.
Mike Evans didn't have a very good day because, as predicted, Deshaun Jackson did pretty well. Zeke was back to his old form. Coleman had his usual 9. And on Lily's side, Todd Gurley absolutely went off. Matt Forte actually got hurt.
Todd Gurley from 2015. Crazy, dude.
Yeah, if Gurley keeps playing like this, Lily's team looks really scary. Stafford only got her about 17, 16. But she had OBJ on her bench, and he actually did really well, and she still won.
The new guys could definitely use a new quarterback. Phillip Rivers just doesn't cut it in fantasy ball.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Rivers either. The thing about Rivers is he'll get some touchdowns in dumpster time, and he has an easy schedule, but he's really screwed the new guys this week.
Yeah, he did. 3 interceptions, good lord. Looking like that Fitzpatrick game from 2016.
Alright, now we have you scoring less than 50 versus Clap 4.
My team pretty much shit the bed, dude. I mean, it was really just a terrible performance overall.
You benched DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, he was questionable before the week, and I just went ahead and benched him because he put up 2 points last week. I mean,
well, you had one person break into double digits, and the
I know, man.
The commish had Sammy Watkins on Thursday go off. You were dead on arrival.
Yeah, I only had 3 people break 5 points. I mean,
all right, no Fried and Benny.
It is.
We don't need to talk about that game very long. Tom Brady went God mode and 1v9'd. I guess it'd be like 1v11, huh? But he absolutely saved the Patriots because Houston played a hell of a game but lost. Jonathan Stewart did Jonathan Stewart things.
That Houston offense looked pretty good too.
Yeah, they actually did. It was crazy. Jonathan Stewart did his thing and got about 6 points. And the rest of No Fried's team did a whole lot of nothing. Amari Cooper and Jeffrey of the Eagles both had poor days. Kelsey had a yard. You know, Hearns managed a touchdown because of Allen Robinson's absence, but it's still not that good. And Ben, who looked very, very weak, had Thompson go off. You know, Thompson was a guy that is looking to get a lot of carries in that Washington offense. Washington had a great day versus Oakland. McAfee actually looks pretty good considering the Panthers are having some receiver issues. Olsen, he's hurt pretty severely, so McAfee's going to be getting more receiving yards.
If you look at Chris Thompson though, just to go back real quick, if you look, he only had 38 rushing yards. The rest of that was 150 receiving yards. And I think that kind of goes to show that Washington's run game isn't actually that good. They're just dumping it off to the flats and getting some good screen passes in.
Yeah, I don't expect Washington to continue to play that well. I think that was kind of a weird week against Oakland.
They did. I mean, they did beat the Rams as well last week. Not last week, but the week before.
Yeah, they beat the Rams. Josh Howard
Rams
was
2-1, man.
Yep, they are. Josh Howard was fucking great. He had about 27. Brandon Cooks as well. Cooks really ripped apart the Houston defense.
Ben had a really good week. Just overall, the teams that he had, or the players that he had, did really well. In matchups that they probably shouldn't have done so well. I mean, Jonathan Howard going against Pittsburgh and getting 26 points, that's pretty crazy. And then, I mean, Brandon Cook against Houston, like, that's. I mean, usually you'd expect Cook to be around 10 points. I mean, the fact that he got 2 touchdowns is really crazy. I'm not sure what the 2-point conversion counts for in our league, but I'm guessing it's a significant amount. But I think Ben's team kind of overperformed this week, and No Fries really kind of just underperformed, but still scored a lot.
It's interesting that Ben was so horrifically bad in the opening weeks and then had this huge week, leading everyone in points. All right,
Yeah.
moving on to Seagouch and Auto Draft. What do you think about Cam's team so far?
God, Cameron's team, dude. It's like, oh, it's crazy, dude. I just don't understand why he would let auto drafting happen after the crap that went through. And I mean, I know every single TWIF guest is gonna have to talk about this because it's just so profound. I can't believe he did it. And the team that he has is just not gonna cut it. I mean, he has one good receiver in Dud Baldwin, who's like kind of overperforming because he's not that good of a receiver. He's like, in terms of number ones in the league go, he's probably like 5th best at the most. I wouldn't even come even close to that really in my personal ranking of him. And then I mean, you have the typical Cameron thing where like 4 of his players are already questionable this week, and one of them's on the IR, and it's his kicker. I mean, come on. This is the same guy who started Andrew Luck 2 weeks in a row out. Cameron's just kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you. Like, he really needs to pull it together. Start sending some trades out, like, really play his team better than this.
I don't think Cameron has ever considered even doing a trade before week 4, ever.
I don't think he has either. It's really embarrassing.
So
in
he
terms of
loses to
Seagouch's team, though,
yeah.
Seagouch's team is looking like it's coming together. I mean, I don't trust Terrence West on the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, just look at that. They lost to Jacksonville 44-7. Come on. And then he has T.Y. Hilton, who, without Andrew Luck, I don't trust him at all. I know he's their number 1 receiver, and he's actually pretty good. He's pretty talented, but I mean, they played Cleveland, so I'm not even gonna give him any credit there. Devontae Adams, or whatever that guy's name is, he's okay. He's with the other. Is that the guy that got concussioned? Oh yeah, that's the guy who got basically killed in that game. Yeah, he's gonna be out next week, and out probably for a while. And then his tight end, an Indianapolis tight end. I just kind of explained about Indianapolis. Like they're not good. They're not, even though they beat Cleveland. I mean, it's Cleveland, so they're not good. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about Seattle's team. It's really not overwhelming by any means, but he has a chance to put up some numbers with some of these guys.
Sure. Do you think Cameron will finish with a winning record?
Absolutely not. No, I don't see Cameron winning more than 6 games.
That's a pretty high number. 6. I mean, 7-7 is even.
I know.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I see him winning more than 6 games.
Okay.
I mean, you asked me if he's gonna have a winning record. That would mean he'd win 8 games, right? So.
Yeah, sure. So, tell me how Spencer lost.
I think we should visit the the chat first.
We already know about the
Just
chat.
take a look at it. Oh, Spencer's team. Spencer with the old talking about quarterbacks. And he plays Carson Wentz, who only puts up 13, looking like Cam Newton for me, against Kirk Cousins, who Spencer just trashed on. And then, you know what Kirk Cousins did? He went and trashed on Spencer. 26.8 points against Oakland. That's pretty crazy. Oh, man. Poor Spencer. Spencer did have Carlos Hyde, who went for 21, but, I mean, it's nothing compared to what old Cook did for Minnesota. I mean, shoot. 22 against Tampa Bay. I didn't expect that at all. Carlos Hyde making that many points against LA is kind of expected. I mean, they're terrible. Just like playing an offensive game like it's Texas Tech or something like that. Ty Montgomery, not Ty Montgomery from last year, so he's not going to do that. I mean, really, Spencer's team just. I mean, where's Kelvin Benjamin at? 0.8 points? Panthers are garbage this year for fantasy ball. I don't really see what else to say about it. I guess he was riding on that C.J. Anderson hype train from the Cowboys, but that's not going to happen against a team that even has 11 guys out there who are ready to play. The Cowboys are just picking people up off the street, I'm pretty sure. At least defensively. I mean, Spencer's team just got outperformed in almost every area.
So how good is Weston's team overall, not just in this game, but like right now?
Well, I think if Weston can get two different things in there, if he just gets a tight end and a defense, which shouldn't be hard to get, a tight end that can get him 5 points a week can make him the best team in the league, I think, immediately. And then he pick up any defense that's available and still do better. I mean, Kirk Cousins is looking pretty good, even though I don't have any faith in Washington as a team. I think that Kirk Cousins can still put up a lot of fantasy points because their run game is not very good. And Leonard Fournette's actually doing pretty well. I didn't expect him to be that good this year. And the Minnesota running back, I'm not sure if they just had a really good game, but even with Case Keenum at the helm, they did really well. So I don't know, man. He's looking pretty good. Looking pretty stylish. He's put up consistent numbers this year and really impressing me, actually. I didn't think he was going to be that good. I mean, I agree with your initial assumption that initial evaluation that this is one of the worst teams that he's ever drafted.
So whose team would you rather have right now, Spencer's or Weston's?
I forgot that Spencer for some reason benched Jordy Nelson this week. I didn't even realize that. I think Spencer's team has a lot of upsides. If he could get a second running back in there, that's not Ty Montgomery or C.J. Anderson, I think that
Dougie Martin
will.
Who's going to be
he does have Dougie Martin. I forgot about that. Yeah, I think once Dougie Martin comes back, I think his team will be a real force to be reckoned with. He kind of has the defensive problem too. He has the Ravens who have just proven they're not very good against Jacksonville. Good lord, 44 points.
Poopered.
I mean, I think Spencer has the better team, but it's very close. I think it's very close. And it really relies on that Doug Martin coming back thing too. I mean, I just can't understand why Spencer benched Jordy Nelson. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, Kelvin Benjamin was playing New Orleans' god-awful defense.
Oh, well, I mean, Cam Newton was too, but I didn't play him. I didn't play him against that. I mean, if you look at Jordy Nelson's numbers though, 13, 17, 19.5. Why would you mention him? He's probably number one receiver in the league if I look. I bet. Ranked 2. Unbelievable.
Alright, let's move on to the preview.
Let's do it.
Alright, let's start with my game.
Alright. Well, you already got 12 points against you here by the running back, Jonathan Howard, which is better than last week for you because he scored 26 last week. So, I mean, you got a little bit of a chance there. I think LeGarrette Blount against the Chargers is going to have a pretty dang good day. So,
yeah, he looked really shady in week 2, but he really recovered in week 3.
Yeah, see, I don't really know Philly's play style yet. Like, I mean, they used to do this thing where they would be really quick quick through the plays, and they would like rush the game out. But now I really don't know where they're going with it, and LeGarrette Blount's probably their best option, especially with Sproles getting hurt. I mean, the old man. I see LeGarrette Blount getting a lot of points this week. I see him doing better than Jonathan Howard. So, well, let's start from the top. I think Drew Brees against Miami is going to do better than Mariota at Houston. I just think Houston's defense is going to hold out, and I think Houston's offense is going to perform well enough to where they will be on the field a lot more than what they have been. I also think LeGarrette Blount's going to do better than Jonathan Howard this week. I think he'll probably get about 15. Devontae Freeman gonna run all over Buffalo, especially because they lost last week. So McCaffrey not gonna do anything against New England because they're gonna be down the whole time. They ain't gonna run the ball at all. What do you think about Dez Bryant versus Pierre Garcon this week?
Well, with Andrew Luck still out, I definitely give the advantage to Desi, who is just a huge part of that Cowboys offense. They're always targeting him.
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck.
Well, Pierre Garcon's on San Francisco now. Hurt dirt. I still
Yeah.
give Dez the advantage.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I honestly don't even know who the quarterback is of San Francisco. How is Pierre Garcon doing? He has points, but it's not really that good. And he's playing Arizona, and if he's the number one receiver, that Peterson guy's going to shut him down. Arizona's secondary is really good. Their front seven, not great, but their secondary is really good. What do you think about the Hogan versus Cooks matchup? I think that's going to be close.
Well, Hogan has been getting a lot of targets in the red zone. So, I mean, I give the advantage to Hogan, but it could really go either way. Tom Brady really spreads it around well.
Yeah, I think last week he had 6 different receivers get touches, get multiple touches actually. Yeah, I think Hogan is the better player. Cooks is more of like a speedy deep threat though. So I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to say.
Well, with Carolina's secondary, I bet they both get decent points.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Colby Fleener. What do you think about
Colby Fleener's awful.
the Fleens?
Honestly, that guy should probably just retire. I'm gonna give that advantage to Clay, whoever that guy is, because he's got to be better than Colby Fleener.
He's the Bills.
Yeah, Crabtree, touchdown machine. Gonna take him over Chris Thompson this week. The Kansas City defense is really good. I think Kansas City might be the best team in the league this year.
Wow. Okay.
Especially their offense. Their offense is unstoppable right now, which is not something you usually say about Kansas City, especially without Jamal Charles. Oh, Jamal Charles is playing. They have a chance of being the best team, and then 2 weeks later, Jamal Charles blows his knee out, and it's well, Kansas City had a chance. But this year, that Hunt guy is doing really well, and I have a lot of faith in him actually. And Alex Smith is looking decently consistent. So, Scalzi going to get more than Trevecchio. Eagles defense not going to get as many points as the Patriots defense. Overall, I think I'm going to give you the edge here pretty hard. I just don't see Ben's team getting that many points this week. They have pretty bad matchups.
Yeah, I think the Patriots defense could go off for over 15. That's a possibility. If McCaffrey stays out of the end zone, I think I win. If LeGarrette Blount, assuming he is another consistent part of his offense, like he appeared to be again in Week 3, then I would say that I'm good, just because we got Hogan with a good matchup. And if Crabtree doesn't play, that might be tricky too, because I don't have a lot of options. He's probably going to be having nightmares of the time Hakeem Talib stole his chain in front of everyone.
Yeah, I think you will too. And honestly, if I were you, I would start James White this week.
Oh baby, James.
That's just my opinion. Or I mean, hey, you might even go with the double Phillies back with Smallwood.
Ugh. The Chargers are that bad, huh?
The Chargers are that bad, Wiley. They are terrible. Yeah, I just don't see any combination of players that on Ben's team that can beat yours. unless Mariota goes off again with a couple of other guys, but really they all have such bad matchups. I just don't see them having. I don't see Vince's team winning this year.
I feel like there's just too many guaranteed points on my side with Gostkowski against Carolina. Hogan's not guaranteed. Yeah, Hogan's not guaranteed, but he's a good matchup. The Eagles are guaranteed matchup points versus Phil Rivers. Yep. Drew Brees is guaranteed points. I'm giving myself the edge here.
Yep, I agree.
Alright, Starry Nights and you.
Oh no.
So I'll lead with this one. Dak Prescott's going to have a good day versus LA, good, not great. And when I say LA, I mean the Rams.
Why they don't put LAR on there? It's really annoying.
You're starting old Watson. I'm not sure about this. He did look really good really good last week, but at the same time, I just have to give Dak the edge here. Mark Ingram.
I like that.
Eat shit for money. Murray had a good week last week. Advantage Murray. Gurley's looking fucking god tier, and Dallas can't stop anything. Gurley might be due for another 25-pluser. You could take
I'm
it
afraid he's going to put up 30.
Here.
I'm going to tell you what. I really think he's going to put 30-plus up on me. But I'm hoping that the Dallas offense just gets off to a good start and they don't run the ball very much. But, who knows?
I think Money Lynch is doomed there. Deshaun Jackson will have a good day versus the Giants. I mean, you're really relying on Watson and Hopkins hooking up, I think, to win this game. I think that's what your success or failure is going to be predicated on.
I agree.
And then you're really investing in the Cowboys too. That'll be a fun game to watch because you have their kicker and their special teams.
I have the best kicker in the league.
And then let's see, Gilsey versus Carolina. I mean, Gilsey to me is less consistent as far as touchdowns go. I know he had like his first 2 weeks were god tier, but with the Pats, it's more the receivers that are going to get the touchdowns. So I don't know. I'm not high on Gilsey. I think OBJ is definitely going to reel one in this week.
So on that, I really think it depends on who they're playing. I mean, last week they really had a shootout with Houston, and running backs just weren't even out on the field very much. I think against Carolina, the Patriots are gonna like jump off to an early 14-0 lead and then run the ball down their throats the rest of the game.
Well, at the beginning of last week, they were also having a matchup against a team with a struggling offense with their running quarterback that looked inept. Hopefully, the Panthers and Cam Newton can squeak out a win in this one. Or at least a fucking fight.
Cam Newton, that Panthers team does not even deserve to have 2 wins.
And it's really crazy that they got those 2 wins, honestly. Okay, so I'm actually gonna give Starry Nights the advantage in this one.
Yeah, I think they have it. I think she has guaranteed points with Prescott, Beckham, and Gurley that are just gonna overshadow what I have. Unless DeMarco Murray does really well and Hopkins and Watson can hook up. If that happens, I have a pretty good shot of actually beating her and maybe even scoring a lot of points. But the chances of it are pretty low.
Here's the thing. You hear about this like discount double point gimmick, which essentially just means that like you play 2 players on the same team that can combo together, and if one of them does well, then the other one will do well too and you'll get a lot of points.
Yeah.
Well, like I've always been of the opinion that like you want to try to get like a nice mix of matchups, so you're not like just putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Well, like with your lineup, you have like a lot of your eggs in one basket. Like you have your eggs in the Houston basket. Like, oh, I hope Houston's going to be good again because they look like shit in weeks 1 and 2, but then in week 3 they actually look pretty damn good. So you're hoping that that's permanent in the form of your quarterback and your top receiver.
Yep.
And in terms of
two Tennessee baskets and 2 Dallas baskets.
Exactly. And like the Tennessee, man, it's just like I think Murray will do good, but we've seen flashes of Houston's defense was pretty much good all throughout last year. So you're kind of in this situation where it's like you're like you have so much invested in the Houston game. I mean, if you look at your lineup, it's your entire fucking lineup is gonna come down to those two games. Like
Yeah, I
if the
got four
Texas
guys playing that one game.
if the Texas teams are shitty, if the Texas teams are shitty, then you're gonna get fucking decimated. Because
Yep.
if the Cowboys lose to the Rams or like it's a shootout, yeah, or like you know what I mean, like if it's like 35
Yeah.
and Dan Bailey gets like a handful of extra points,
Hmm.
maybe even get screwed out of one, or the Cowboys just lose and get blown out, or if the Texans have a really bad offensive week, you lose and you lose bad. Like I think
Yep.
the amount of risk that you're putting in like isn't that high in terms of reward. Because like best case scenario, I don't know how many fucking points you honestly expect Hopkins and Watson to get, but I just really don't feel like it's that many. So I'm
Yeah.
giving Starry Nights the edge.
I agree. I think she has the edge. I think her team is just playing really well. I don't think this is like one of those 2014 Lily years for her to win the Super Bowl or whatever year that was, but her team is actually pretty decent. That Thelian guy, he's not too bad.
For Minnesota.
Yeah, and even though she's got that discount double points and the wide receiver and a tight end, I really don't think that's a terrible combination. Rudolph is a good tight end, and that Thielen guy is playing pretty well. I really have like so little faith in
So,
Tampa Bay. I'm surprised that Sean Jackson's getting some points. But yeah, I think Lily's gonna squeak out a win against me this time.
alright,
Hopefully, I can score more than 50.
let's talk about how the new guys is going to beat the shit out of Cameron.
Oh, I really don't even think this could be close. I really hope that the new guys can pick up a new quarterback. I mean, on one hand, like I really don't because his team is so stacked. Like otherwise, that I'm glad he's not winning. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I really want him to just like obliterate Cameron, and I don't want it to be close. I want Cameron to feel so shamed that he just quits the league. Like doesn't even check his team. Like just drops a bunch of players, and that's it.
Oh, did he not already quit the league?
I don't know. Has he checked his lineup? I'm not sure.
Tomorrow's going to be fucking funny because Cameron currently has 4 questionables and an inactive. So it's pretty, like, I don't know. It seems to me like he hasn't even looked at his team. And
Pick
tomorrow,
up a kicker.
tomorrow it's going to be fucking difficult. If what if Ajayi and Gordon both don't play? Like,
I'm gonna send Cameron a trade tonight.
it won't go through before tomorrow. The new guy's, like, so clearly has the edge. Tyrod Taylor's not going to do great. Phil Rivers will probably have a decent day versus Philly. Coleman in Buffalo. Coleman will do pretty well. Zeke will do pretty well versus LA. Keenan Allen will probably have about 8. Mike Evans is due for a touchdown. Gronk is going to shit all over Carolina.
He's gonna have 30 plus.
I think Tyreek Hill is going to have a big day. I think Washington's going to lose. I mean,
Yeah.
the Jets, like, I know I was bashing the Jaguars, but they get to play the goddamn Jets. Like, the new guys are going to take a dump in Cameron's mouth here, who has so many questionable players.
I really think that I really think he should get a new quarterback, especially because he has Keenan Allen, and that discount double point is not a good one at all. Phil Rivers is just lacking it up this year. I mean, shoot, he had 2 good games the first 2 weeks, but I mean, he played Kansas City, a really good team, and threw 3 interceptions, which is like exactly what I expect from him. And Melvin Gordon, who is apparently questionable right now, if he doesn't play, it's all going to be on Rivers, and Rivers cannot handle that. And he's a decent quarterback, but he's not in his prime anymore, and he's going to be playing against Philly, who has a pretty decent pass rush, and once he gets hit a few times, it's going to be all over.
Yep. Usually Cameron struggles when the bye weeks come and you really have to start managing. He didn't even make it to the damn bye weeks this time. I'm really disappointed with Cameron. Because
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in it.
it's not just the auto draft. Like, he gave Weston a win in week 2, and like, you can't give Weston wins. He's too good. So here we see
Yeah,
we got
that
that
really
beat beat.
disappoints me.
We got that beat, right, Elise? We got that beat. We got
Oh,
Fantasy Nightmare
BBB.
and Bobby Brown boys.
Oh, look, it's Ty Montgomery, who I said was not good anymore. He's playing again. Well, let's start at the top here. Russell, my Jimmy's Wilson against Jay Cutler. Spencer going with Jay Cutler.
Action
But if you
J.
do notice,
He's
both of
playing
these guys are playing against dog shit.
Let me tell you about
Dog.
Nola.
I mean, I know New Orleans got a win last week against the crappy Panthers, but I actually expect Jay Cutler to go for about 250 yards and 2 touchdowns easily.
I love how
I would expect like 350 really, but it's Jay Cutler. So I'm gonna give him 250.
Spencer's very clearly implementing a strategy of just start whoever the fuck plays New Orleans. He did it with Kelvin Benjamin despite him being terrible. So this, like, Jordy Nelson locks a huge week, but Montgomery locks an awful one.
Mm-hmm.
This is why it sucks to have multiple players on the 3 teams, you know, the Pats, the Saints, and Green Bay.
I don't try. One thing I try to avoid, unless I can get Gronk at like a decent place and not like 3rd round, like a lot of these people are taking him, or like 2nd round. I mean, like I don't get anybody else other than those from those teams. And you can take Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers at any time. I mean, those guys are all going to be solid, but the position players, the skill position players, Jordy is about the only one, and Gronk are about the only ones that are safe. Nobody on New Orleans is safe.
I just feel like when you start 2 of them, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, because like they're very rarely both going to go off. Like Jordy is kind of the exception, but I mean, if Jordy gets 2 touchdowns, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that. And
I mean,
kind of a predictable result.
It's really good for Spencer that he has Doug Martin coming back next week. Other than that, I mean, he's really. But you know, I've been kind of keeping tabs on the Tampa Bay running back situation because I actually have the guy that's running before Dougie comes back, and they're not doing very well at all. And so I don't know what the production situation will be when Doug Martin comes back. I don't know if he's that much of a difference maker.
Yeah, so I think looking at this game, AJ Green's going to have a monster week. Zach Ertz is going to be good. CJ Anderson's going to be good. It's looking real strong for Bobby Brown's boys. However, on Jackson's side, Russell My Jimmy's is going to be huge. Kareem Hunt is going to be really big. This guy Carson for Seattle is going to do nothing. Julio Jones is going to have a great week. Fitz is going to have another good week. This is probably the game of the week, I would say.
Why do you think that Carson guy is going to do nothing? He's put up 10 and 11 the past couple weeks. I think he'll put up about 10 again.
Oh,
he's playing against Indianapolis.
Yeah, he'll probably put up like 8.
I think he'll be all right. Yeah, I think if that guy puts up 8 or 9 or maybe like above 10, then this game will be like incredibly close. Julio Jones is obviously going to make points, and Fitzgerald is. They're going to score a lot this week against San Francisco, I think. I really think I agree with you. I think this will be the game of the week. Stephon Diggs is playing out of his freaking mind.
Yeah, lots of deep threat.
You know he's the number 1 ranked receiver, Wiley?
Oh yeah, he's reeling in those touchdowns.
I mean, he has 4. Literally in week 2, he only scored 3 points. That's how many points he scored the other 2 weeks. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I wouldn't have guessed Stephon Diggs is the number 1 receiver in the league, especially with Julio Jones existing.
You know, I think Jackson gets the edge here.
You know, I think so too. I don't think CJ Anderson is going to have that great of a week, especially with Oakland losing last week. I think they're going to be coming back. They're going to be coming back in Denver with some fire in their bellies. You know, they're going to really try to get a win here.
Well, I don't believe in Action J, and like Russell Wilson and Hunt are both set to be huge, So I think right away Jackson is at a big advantage. I also think Fitz, Jones, and Diggs will all catch a touchdown. So in my opinion, Spencer's just a little bit outgunned in this one.
I think so too. I mean, I agree with you. I just see that Spencer probably has a chance if a couple of his guys go off. If Jay Cutler has a decent day, I think he can compete with what Russell Wilson does. Dude, I mean, Russell Wilson's such a crapshoot. He's playing in Indianapolis, but like last week he got 33 points, and the week before that he played San Francisco and only got 15. So it's really hard to tell. You know, he might not get any points. I mean, he might score 10, or he might score 25. I really don't know about Seattle at all. I don't have any faith in them. I just don't know how they're gonna do. But that Kareem Hunt guy, gonna score 20. He just is. He's too good. In Kansas City, too good. Yeah, I think this is definitely one to watch, though.
Yeah, this will be a good one. This between two solid owners, and I think the LA kicker, LA, yeah, real specific there. I know, but he'll have a good day versus Dallas. This is one of those games where I expect both teams to score over 95.
Yeah, I would be disappointed if they don't score 90 in the 90s or above.
So who are you giving the edge to here?
I think Jackson's got the edge, but just barely in my book here. I think it's going to be really close, and I do think that Spencer has a good chance of winning here and really kind of making a little bit of a statement from last week.
Now,
can we talk about how exciting it is to have Jackson in the league? I'm really glad he's here.
yeah, it's significantly better than someone like the Cure sucks, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. I do kind of miss the Disco Hobbits guy just because of when the first year I was in the league, Disco Hobbits was a monster and won the Super Bowl, and it was kind of cool like watching him because he picked all these guys who I didn't think were gonna be good, and then just absolutely dominated. I do kind of miss him, but it's good to have new faces, and it is always good to have Jackson in here because I love Jackson's wit. He's a good guy. Glad to have him here.
So I know I just said that was probably game of the week, but we have 2 3-0 teams, the Commish and one Johnny Football. So,
Yeah.
So I'll start this one. Cousins due for an off week playing at Arrowhead. Fournette's probably going to have another good week. He's playing at the Jets. Cook is going to do really well. They're giving him tons of touches. Parker is going to do well against Miami. Against New Orleans. And then Thomas is going to do well versus Miami. So right out the gate, lots of good matchups for Weston. He has Shady McCoy as well, playing at Atlanta. Shady's had a little bit of trouble getting going. He had a ton of touches last year. Talk about Clapfor's side. Talk about Clapfor's side. Nursing a wrist injury.
Yeah, you're right. Matt Ryan at Buffalo, gonna score a lot of points. I mean, if he doesn't put up 300 yards, I'm gonna be disappointed. Frank Gore, playing pretty well this year, actually, I think. Yeah, he's decent. Not too bad. Pretty consistent. Playing at Seattle. Seattle's defense is not what it used to be. I think he's gonna get about 10. Lamar Miller. I don't have any faith in Lamar Miller at all. I really think that he's going to be overshadowed by the rookie this week, and I think that Houston's going to go for a big Deshaun Watson focused offense this week, because Tennessee's going to score and Houston's going to try to score as well. He also has Antonio Brown, he's a monster. Antonio Brown's a monster. He's great. Sammy Watkins not going to do anything. I don't care if he's playing Dallas. He's Sammy Watkins. He had his one good game of the season. It's over to that. Tight end for Oakland. Sanu, he's going to get points. Probably not a whole lot. Maybe just going to catch one touchdown or so. I get him about 8 points, maybe 10 points. And then Broncos defense at home, going to score some points right there. I think it's going to be a good game. What do you think? Who's going to win this one, Wiley?
This one's tough to call. Lamar Miller and Gore are both sort of B-tier dudes that are kind of performing above their grade, I would say. Miller has done what he does, but Gore, I mean, Gore. He's done about what he does too,
Oh
but
yeah,
at
I know, and we know what you think about Gore.
at the same time, it's just like I see the Commissioner's team and I think, how the hell is he 3-0? And
He
to
played
me,
me.
I think one Johnny Football has got to take this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I as much as I want Weston to lose because he deserves a loss for that Cameron game, I really think that he has the edge in here. I think Clapper's team is actually not bad though. Um, if he could get maybe an upgrade at a running back or just something, just a little bit better at running back, I think that he could really pull his team together, get something going.
Advantage who?
Advantage Weston.
No Fried and the Gouch.
Well, the Gouge has already put up 30 points. With one dead receiver and Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, eh, not looking terrible.
Alright, well, riddle me this. Is Brady going to get above or below 20?
Well, Tom Brady is, what, 40 years old, Wiley?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and put him at 40 points then. He's playing Carolina. They're awful. Jonathan Stewart not going to get anything.
The point I was going at with the 20 is Randall Cobb already has 10, so he's trying to match 30. But yeah, Brady's going to have a huge week. Stewart isn't going to do much at all.
No.
Duke Johnson's not going to do
I
much
don't
at
think
all.
I don't think Carolina is going to have a chance to run the ball. I think they're going to get destroyed so early and so quickly that they're going to have to pass the whole time. Tell me about Duke Johnson, Wiley.
Well, I think he's actually inferior to Terrence West. He plays for the fucking Cleveland Browns, who like didn't look like retards. They look like an NFL level team instead of like a European ball team. And everyone and their mother was saying like, oh, they're actually not that bad. No, they're fucking horrible. And Le'Veon Bell is pretty much Seagouch's team, and the fact that he's been pretty flaccid has meant that Seagouch has started 1-2. Now, thankfully, Bell performed well last week, but if Bell went flaccid again, old Goucher might have actually lost.
I just want to clarify. When you were talking about Terrence West, are you talking about Baltimore being horrible? Is that what you were talking about?
Well, like, West has been decent.
I know, but you said that somebody was awful. And I thought you were talking about Duke Johnson in Cleveland, but
Oh, Duke
I feel like
Johnson
you were
is
talking about-
awful. Duke
yeah,
Johnson's
but which
definitely
team were you
awful.
saying was awful? Baltimore or Cleveland?
Oh, Cleveland.
I think Cleveland's gonna win 5 games this year.
5 games, huh?
I mean, that's not good, but they only won 2 games last year, so that's an improvement.
Yeah, I think they'll win 3.
I don't know, man. They're not that terrible.
Oh, they're bad. They're bad, Aaron.
Well, Randall Cobb's got 10 points. Danny Amendola is pretty good. He's gonna put us points. Even with Cooks, Hogan, and Gronk to compete with, he's still gonna put up points. I would probably bet about 10. Hey, maybe not. Is he still coming off dealing with that injury?
Oh, he's dealing with it.
Oh yeah, he's dealing with it. Never mind. He's probably gonna get like 4 or 5. Alshon Jeffrey gonna put up about 15 points at least against good old Chargers.
Both the tight ends are
LC
due
better
for a
than
big
Lewis.
day.
I don't even know. I don't know what the Jets have been doing. I haven't kept track of them at all.
Oh, well, they've
I don't
been
think
eating
anybody
shit.
in our freaking league has anybody from the Jets.
It's the Jets. They're a punching bag. He's playing the Jets, not for them. Both the tight ends should
I'm
have
saying
a
I don't think
touchdown.
anybody in our league has a Jets player.
Both of these people should have a touchdown.
Yeah,
think.
I agree. And then he also has No Fried has Alan Hearns, not Alex Hearns, who's also playing the Jets. So there's going to be some points there, and he's going against T.Y. Hilton, advantage Hearns.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to give this to No Fried, man. Like, his team isn't great. Like, he's disgustingly weak at running back, and he's kind of idiotically hoarding tight ends. And he's in this weird situation where he has like four good receivers and no good running backs, but just not that responsive to trades. But yeah, I think he still gets the advantage unless the problem is Bell is playing awful Baltimore, and if Bell has one of his 20 plus points weeks, then it's probably going to go to the old gouch. But No Fried to me
Yeah.
is a team that definitely needs to look to make moves.
Yeah, whenever David Johnson went down, I mean, O'Fried really lost his edge in this league. I'm surprised he's not starting that Allen guy for Baltimore over Duke Johnson or Jonathan Stewart. At least one of them. I mean, he's not that guy's not particularly great, but
I mean, he has fucking
neither is
Amari.
Jonathan Stewart.
He has fucking Amari Cooper whenever Crabtree is questionable. Maybe he'll
Yeah.
adjust his lineup in the morning, but I would say that I don't know. Like,
I think Nofred has some potential on this bench to at least make some moves if he is active. I mean, Nofred is generally like a very like one of the least active in our league in terms of like making trades or even picking people up. But he's actually pretty good about setting his lineup. I don't think I've seen him start anybody on the IR or anything like that. So I mean, hopefully you can send him some trades, or he'll start sending out some trades to get something going with those players. Because I feel like teams like my team who could use some work at receiver might be interested for Amari Cooper or something like that. You know, he could get an upgraded running back.
yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I think No Fries has the clear advantage here.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be too close. I really think Tom Brady's just going to go off again. Best quarterback ever. Going to make another 30-point game at least.
I think if Mark wants to make it back to the playoffs, he's gonna have to make some moves this year, trade-wise.
Yeah, he's got to get running backs and hope that David Johnson comes back around the end of the season.
Yeesh. Alright, so that was the TWIF. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, like the vid.